so it becomes more obvious. Okay, and matte has full coverage, so matte will last longer and cover everything completely. Clear concept? Yes. Okay. So if you have to do your color correction, please do it as you normally would. But when do you do color correction? So that when makeup settles, the dark patches don't show. But I'm going to just do this for you just now to show you. So I'm not really putting a color corrector for her again. Okay? I'm doing a concealer and I'm doing a foundation. One thing you want to remember, when you come to satin or dewy and glossy, your concealers have to be full coverage. Okay? Because these foundations don't have the power in them to cover. Whereas matte has the power to cover. So even little concealer with matte is fine. But if you do satin, dewy or glossy, then you need lots of concealer. So that you've done full coverage, then only the top finish is going to be satin or glossy. Okay, clear? Yes? Alright. So you want to make a color if you have not got exactly the color. You know why I mixed them? Yes or no? Why did I mix two colors?
So there's no exact color.
Correct. This concealer was too dark, that concealer was too light. So mix them. And your whole aim is to get very, very good coverage overall.
So this also should have a pink shade in it.
Absolutely, yes. Then you want to go ahead and blend it. Concept understood? Okay. Have you all used liquid concealers before? No. So now you get an idea of how liquid concealers work. So till now whatever you did was all your normal regular kind of makeup. But this, what you learned today, is actually what people like, because they want it to look more natural. They don't want such a heavy cream all over the face. They don't mind a creamy concealer, but they're not happy to have such thick layers of cream on the skin. Okay, so you want to go ahead and now choose your foundation. Some foundations from all of these will tell you what they are, some will not tell you what they are. Okay, example of what I mean by that: if I read out to you and I say lasting finish, what do you understand? It's a lasting finish.
It lasts for a long time.
So it has to be long lasting. Will be what? Matte. Okay. Another one says sculpting and hydrating. So what do you think is sculpting and hydrating? Sorry? Okay, but what type of foundation? Where will this go? In which one will this go? Satin. Absolutely right. Okay. Another one, example. Stay Matte Foundation. What is this? It's matte. It's matte. Okay. So this tells you what it is. Example of another one. Stay matte but not flat.
Natural.
And which is natural?
Glossy.
No. Satin is natural skin texture. Okay. So what this is saying is that matte normally looks flat. But if it is satin in texture, then it's not going to look flat. It will look like your real features. Yes, okay? So closest to your skin is anything that is in satin finish. Is closest to your skin finish, okay? What do you understand by this? If this says tinted moisturizer.
Tinted is a very thin layer.
Tinted is thin, very good, yes. And moisturizer, so should it be matte or should it be glossy?
Glossy.
Okay, good, alright. Which other one can we take up like that? Okay, if you have something which says Lock It Foundation.
Matte.
Clever. Again, you can be in the same category where you may feel this is how you learn to mix colors. So if I show you the color which is closer to her skin, the color which is closer to her skin, you take 80%. Then you only take another one to adjust it, to make it lighter or to make it darker. Understood? So for example, if I tell you that somebody should be having this color closest to their skin, but this is too dark, then you will take 80% of this and add
20% of the light.
This is the kind of coverage a matte foundation can give you. You will not see anything underneath it. Can you see anything under it? So now, for example, you're a makeup artist and you do this to someone. Say for example you have a client and you go and you do this to a client, okay? What do you think is good and what do you think is not good about this? Let me see how smart you all are. What do you think is good and what do you think is not good? You have to answer me guys quickly. So what's good about this? What's not good about this?
Everything is hidden.
Everything is hidden. So is that good or bad?
That's good.
That's very good. Superb. Okay. What's not good? Sorry?
It's not looking natural.
Excellent. It's not looking natural. It looks like a mask. It's so thick and it's like you just don't feel it's real skin. Okay? So if at this point you ever want to change a matte foundation to a satin, to a satin foundation, you have things which are known and which are called as illuminators. Okay? An illuminator is nothing but just a shine cream. Alright? You can go ahead and you can mix the shine cream in a matte foundation, or you can apply it on top and then mix the whole thing together, and it will automatically come back to a natural finish. Understood? So if you ever have people who tell you, no, you have to use a cream only if you want to cover everything, that's not true. Do you see this? It can be as good as a full solid mask. I don't even need to powder this. Okay? So now if you were to use an illuminator, how do you use it? If you have somebody who has uneven skin in this area, then don't do it all over the face. But if you have somebody whose skin surface is fully even, then you can do it all over the face. Okay? Is it coming back to a natural looking state? Okay, so you take that same illuminator here. Now is it looking more real?
Yes.
So what do you understand? That matte will probably land up being extremely heavy. And how will you mix colors? You will take 80% of the color which is closest to the skin, and then you will take either a light or a dark depending on what you need to do. Make sense? Yes? Okay. Doubts, questions, anybody? So what you did is you turned a matte into satin.
So
Got it?
all matte look will give this kind of look only.
All matte foundations will give you a very, very heavy look, but you may get some which are thicker and some which are slightly thinner. Example, the Kat 1D that we used is extremely thick. It's like full coverage, okay? And the MAC Studio Fix is similar, but it's still less thicker. So it looks a little more natural. But anything you pick up which is matte is very good for our weather because you sweat so much. So when you apply it, you may feel like shit, it's really thick, but in 20 minutes of being out in the sun, then when you have oil that comes out on your skin or sweat, it is able to absorb it. Whereas satin will become patchy. Got the logic?
Yeah.
Yes? Understood? For sure? Yes? Okay, next person come. Come. Huh? No, leave the concealer. Come.